In this practice, we'll need 2 chairs, the same height, not cushioned, not upholstered. I think 2 chairs for chair yoga is very effective, and in part because in yoga we do a lot of seated poses. Well, it's hard to do the type of seated poses, especially those poses that work on hamstrings, when your legs are so much lower than your hips. So grab your chairs and let's begin seated. To begin, turn your chair around that's in front of you. Place your elbows right at the top of the chair, and with your hands in prayer position, allow your head to release. Now, this is not a passive pose for your practice. You really want to press the elbows into the back of the chair, draw from the elbows to the armpit, spread your fingers, reach your thumbs back, keep pressing your hands very fully. Now that your arms are in place, can you draw from the front ribs toward the back ribs to bring this fullness to the back of the body? Now, keeping all that, can you reach your arms forward with your palms facing each other as if you're holding onto a volleyball? You're imagining that you're pressing into that volleyball. See if you can release your head even more while still pressing the elbows or the upper arms into the chair and pulling back toward the armpit. Now inhale and lift yourself away from the chair and turn the chair around so the seat is facing you. Place your right foot right on the chair seat with the heel right at the edge of the chair seat. Lift your toes up. Now reach the toes away from you and curl the toes to tap the chair seat. Spread your toes, lift the toes up toward your knees, curl the toes, draw them toward the arch of the foot and tap down. For some of us, this may cause a little cramping. If that's the case, just pause and take a nice few deep and full in-breaths and out-breaths. Keep on doing the action. So it's a strong action. You're pressing the heel down as if to pull the chair in toward you. As you lift your toes up, keep that pressure on the heel as you curl your toes and draw them toward the chair seat. Last time, lift the toes up, spread the toes, sit forward on your sit bones so you're not leaning back toward the back of the chair. Curl your toes, drop them down to the chair seat. Now release your right foot to the floor. Take your left heel right at the edge of the chair seat. Lift your toes up and spread your toes. Do the same, curl your toes and just compare this leg, this foot compared to the opposite. Can you get as much range of motion here from the ankle? Spread your toes, curl your toes, drop them down to the chair seat. Lift up and spread. Your heel is pressing down as if you're trying to draw the chair in toward you. Feel your hamstrings, feel the back of the thigh. Those hamstrings should be engaged if you're really pulling the heel isometrically back. 2 more times as you curl the toes and drop down. You lift up and spread your toes. Last time, make a fist with your toes, draw down. Inhale, lift up. Very nice. Now release your left foot to the floor. Step your feet nice and wide apart. Look at the feet. They should be parallel to each other. Take your hands down to the chair seat. Holding on to the corners of the chair, bow forward. Just draw down toward the chair seat. Inhale, push the chair seat and rise up. 2 more times. Just draw down toward the chair seat. Keep the feet very active and pulling in isometrically toward each other. 1 more time. Push the chair down with the strength of your hands. Draw your heart toward the chair seat. Inhale and rise up. Now take your forearms down to the chair seat. And in the same way that we did before, take your elbows down. With your elbows down, step your elbows a little bit wider apart so that your head can freely draw down, maybe even to the chair seat. In the second round of the same action, with your fingers spread, press your fingertip tops, draw your thumbs back toward your shoulders. Keep pressing the elbows firmly down. You're pressing and you're pulling the elbows. Draw toward your heart. So you've got a strong action in the arms. Now release your hands. Reach your arms out. Hands again, as if you're holding on to that imaginary volleyball. Draw your forehead down. Maybe it can even rest on the chair seat, but keep a strong action in the arms. Breathe in deep and out long. And in deep and out long. Now slowly lift yourself out of that position. Have your feet hip distance apart and come right to the very edge of the chair you're sitting on. Place your hands right at your kneecaps. With your hands, pull the kneecaps back toward your pelvis. And just notice when you do that, strong action of the arm just allows you to open your chest nicely. Keep that, look up, nice fullness to the front body. Exhale, keep pulling the knees back and draw from the navel back to the spine so that you get nice movement of the spine. Inhale, lift your chest high, lift your chin, pull the knees, keep the legs active. And active legs mean the heels are pulling back toward your chair legs. And now push the feet forward even as you're pulling your knees back. It's a strong engagement of the legs. It looks so passive, but you're really trying to work the actions of the legs in this isometric fashion. As you come forward on your sits bones, you open the chest nicely. On the exhale breath, you draw back as far as possible. Navel back toward the spine. You just get this fullness of the back body. Now inhale, come to what feels like the natural curves of the spine. Take your right foot just to the top of the chair. Now grab hold of the ankle and see if you can move the foot just side to side, like in a baby cradle pose, we call this. And as you're ready, you can place your right foot down. Do the same with the left. Draw your left thigh in. Now hold on to some part of either the shin, the heel, the ankle, but have your toes active, meaning the toes are spreading, you're drawing your toes back toward the shin, and you're just moving the legs side to side. Nice, easy movement there. And release your foot down. Now extend the left leg on the chair in front of you. And have your toes again active, meaning the toes are spread and you're pressing the left heel down. Pull the right knee in just like you did before. Grab hold of the shin or the ankle or the heel. Do a few of those baby cradle actions. Now park the foot just to the top of the knee. And maybe the knee is really high for some of us. Your action is not to push on the knee, but to see if you can, right at the pant leg crease here, see if you can encourage the knee to draw down slightly. Now lift up the left knee just slightly. So you might feel a little tugging behind the knee before you lifted it up, and lifting up the knee just helps engage that leg more, and so it's not like you're just dumping all your weight to that left leg. Keep on encouraging the right knee to draw down. See if you can take your hands to the chair seat in front of you. Again, you're trying to draw the right knee down. You're drawing your heart forward toward your extended left toes that are spread, and those toes are drawing toward you. Your right ankle has cleared the outside of the left knee. Now inhale and rise up. Release your right foot down. Bend your left knee. Draw your left shin bone in toward you. Just get some nice movement here. Now take your right foot to the chair seat in front of you. I did that rather awkward. It's so much easier if you take the right foot on the chair first. You take the left knee in. There you go. Now, a little bit more accessible. Move the leg side to side. And as you do, you just kind of have this fluidity going on in the pelvic area, in the hips. So now place your left ankle just above the right knee and bend the right knee a little bit. That will cause your right heel to press down and you pull in from that. Again, encourage your left knee to draw down just slightly. And as you do, you just get a feeling of opening here. Keep your right leg active. Right heel is pressing, it's pulling in. Now see if you can hold on to some part of the chair. It could be the chair seat, could be the back of the chair, wherever it feels right for you. And just draw forward just slightly. We're not rounding a lot. We're trying to keep the heads of the arm bones, the top of the arms back, so that the heart leads the way as you come forward. And there's a slight bend to the right leg so that the back of the knee, you're not feeling a lot of strain there. Now release out of this pose and come to a lunge position. Now a lunge position you can get by sitting your left hip on the chair seat, your left foot forward, your right foot back. So you're in this lunge position, seated on the chair with the right sit bone is free. See if you can lift up or get a little bit more lightness to the left sit bone, which means you're really firing up the back leg. Release down. So now let's try the right sit bone. With the right sit bone on the chair seat, the back leg is engaged. Tuck your toes under. Now see if you can just make the right sit bone a little bit lighter. Maybe you can almost lift off the right sit bone. So you get just a nice lengthening quality to the quad there. You can release out of that pose. Now turn to come to the opposite side again. With the left foot forward, this time have your right knee down. With the right knee right under the pelvis, turn your heart toward the back of the chair. Keep the back leg really engaged. Hold on to the back of the chair so you get a nice spinal rotation. Turn yourself around so that the right foot is forward. You're on the right sit bone. The left knee is roughly right under the left hip. You turn toward the back of the chair. You're holding on to the back of the chair. The arms are active. So with the left arm, you're pulling in to bring your left ribs a little bit further into the rotation. With the right hand, you're actually pushing the right hand against the back of the chair to get more of an opening on the right side. Now release yourself out of this position. Sit up so that you can put both feet on the second chair. With both feet on the second chair, lift your heels up. Hold on to the back of the thighs. Right now, you may be feeling like the muscles on the back of the thigh, the hamstring muscles, are not very engaged. See how you can engage them by pressing the heels down and pulling isometrically in toward the pelvis. Now see about lifting the right leg up, keeping that strong engagement in the hamstrings. Release your right foot. Keep your toes active. Lift your left heel up, and you're feeling like these hamstrings are really working. Release down. Take your right foot up again, maybe a little bit farther. Take your left foot up and release down. Now take both feet together. Stay forward on your chair seat. With your feet on the chair seat, pull the chair in front in toward you. Either hold on to the chair seat or the back of the chair. Lift your knees up so that you can come more forward on the chair seat. Draw your heart toward the back of the chair. Get as much opening as possible here as you reach your heart forward. Your feet are pressing in toward each other. You've got this nice engagement. And now slowly draw yourself up. Come to the back of the chair. Take the hands behind the thighs. Take the hands to the back of the thighs again. As we were doing, we were lifting up the right and lifting up the left. Now hug the knees in toward each other so the inner knees are touching. With the inner knees touching, lift up the right and release. Lift up the left. Spread your toes. Pull in from the toes to the pelvis. Can you feel the engagement of the legs? Again, lift the right leg up and down, and lift the left leg up and down. Extend your leg. The ankle is free, but your left foot is quite engaged. With the right knee bent, turn toward the right knee. Hold on to the back of the chair so that you get this nice full twist. Release out of the pose Extend your right foot, bend your left, draw it in with the right toes active. Draw your left knee in toward your right ribs. Twist, hold on to the back of the chair to help guide you into more deepness in the twist. Release out of the pose. Have both feet off the edge of the chair. If some of you have a back to your chair, then it would be fine to have the feet on the chair. This chair just happens to have no back because I use it a lot for yoga. Reach your hands forward with your feet on the chair seat. Hold either the chair seat, hold the back of the chair, hold the top of the chair, hold something, hold even your feet if you like. And instead of dropping your head down, keep your head lifted, keep your feet engaged, lengthen your spine, and wherever your arms are, can you lift your elbows up and draw your heart toward your toes. Inhale, rise up. Scoot back so that you have full support. Place your hands to the tops of the thighs. Close your eyes. Draw your breath in. Take a long and slow breath out. Relax your facial muscles. Let the palms of your hands just rest on the tops of the thighs. You breathe in deep. And out long. And just breathe very freely and naturally. And enjoy this time. This time where you just assimilate the things that you did in the practice. You take your gaze inward. And you allow freedom in your breath. Thank you so much for joining me in the practice. Namaste.